So I almost didn't make this video today. I tried making it a couple times earlier tonight and it just wasn't coming out, and I don't know how it's going to come out right now. I was kind of really contemplating on skipping another 2-Minute Tuesday and just kind of, almost taking another week off. But thank you to Emily, my wife, who is so supportive and really just encouraged me so much to really get in front of the camera and just kind of let it flow. And that's exactly what this video is going to be. So I do have kind of maybe even a lot of topics on my mind. I don't even know what the time limit is going to go on this. But at the same time, I just want to get this out there, and I hope that somebody out there finds this encouraging, or hopefully it speaks to something that maybe a few of you guys are going through. But this last week, if you were paying attention to my Instagram at all, you know that I took this last week off, and I initially took it off because of a couple things. I kind of sold myself on the idea that I just needed rest and I just needed to relax, which I think is very much true. And I tried doing throughout the week, and I think there's just still so much that was going on through my mind that I really didn't get much of a chance to relax. But some things that I've just been wrestling through over the last week and a half, maybe even a little bit more than that. I think it's probably been progressively building up to just this frustration. And it's a frustration that I shouldn't even have. It's a frustration that, the things that I'm frustrated about, I've even spoken against on the channel. And this idea of comparison, this idea of, not paying attention to the numbers or anything like that. But I'd be lying if I said that there isn't times where I fall into this trap of just watching the numbers and watching the growth charts or the decline charts or any of that. And creativity, the thing that I've been realizing lately is my creative journey. There's so many ups and downs, and we've talked about the ebbs and flows in the past, and we've talked about a lot of this topic and a lot of this subject matter, but I'm realizing that it's much more common in my creative walk, and I don't even know what this looks like. I don't even know what this means as a creative, and honestly, it has me doubting myself as a creative more often than not. But I go through these giant ebbs and flows, and it almost feels like I'm a bipolar creative, and I don't say that in any kind of way of trying to, I'm not poking fun or commenting on the idea of bipolar by any means, but at the same time, sometimes it's just these little triggers that set me off course on this place of just creative depression. And lately it hasn't even been within my photography. I've been really enjoying my photography as of late. I've been enjoying the work that I've been creating and the things that my eyes been drawn to and the things that I've been saying with my work, and all sorts of things on that. But it's been a lot within the YouTube side and actually making these videos, and this is such a joy for me. But at the same time, I'm not gonna lie, I fall into the trap sometimes of watching the numbers. And I like seeing when things are growing. I like seeing when the community is growing and when the conversation is growing and when we have new voices coming in on the conversation and when we have people chiming in that have just been held back in the shadows for so long, but finally feel the freedom and the courage to be able to share. I absolutely love that. I fall into the trap of watching other channels that are so gear focused and so much focused on, I don't know, the other side of photography, which is also very valid. But it seems to be the side that so many people want to partner with. It seems to be the side that so many people want to jump on board with. And these channels just skyrocket through because, we're going to talk about this camera today, and we're going to talk about this film today. And I understand, there's so many people getting into film photography, and it's such an exciting thing. And I fall into that too. I enjoy watching these videos. But then I watch, and it's not just this channel. It's guys like David Duchemin and guys like, I don't know, David is the only person that I'm thinking of in my head right now, but to where we start talking about the other end of photography, the artistic end of photography, and it grows, and the community that we have is tight-knit, and I'm so grateful for the community that I have. I'm so grateful for the community that does want to jump into this. But like I said, when I look at the difference in the charts, when I look at the difference in the growth patterns and how these other channels just seem to skyrocket, and it's not a comparison. A lot of these other channels are really great friends of mine, and I'm so excited and so happy for them. And I'm not wishing that they wouldn't grow. I don't know why I get so disheartened when the conversational side of photography, when the deep dive side of photography kind of goes by the wayside. And you know, I've watched my numbers, and again, I hate even talking about the numbers because I know that I shouldn't be focused on the numbers. I know that I shouldn't get caught up on the numbers, but when I watch the numbers either hit this plateau or kind of decline or anything like that, it's just going, I don't know, I start to question myself. I start to go, you know, is the things that I'm not making this video for any kind of sympathy or, you know, like, I'm just making this video because it's literally the only thing that I could think of right now. And it's the only thing that if I'm going to make a 2 Minute Tuesday video this week, it's the only thing that I have to share. And I want to be vulnerable for you guys. And I want to be Nick exposed for you guys, you know, and I want to say that, like I said, these are things that I've already talked about. These are things that I've encouraged you guys to not fall into. But at the same time, I fall into these things. And they get me down. And they like, honestly, there's times to where I just kind of want to hang it all up for a while and just go, you know what? I'm just going to walk away because it seems like the conversation has gotten stagnant or something. I still enjoy the conversation, and that should be all that matters, you know? It should be, you know, enough that I have enough of you guys joining in on the conversation and still actively engaging, still jumping in and tuning in faithfully every single week. And I don't want you guys to think that I'm not grateful for you guys, because I am. You know, I don't know why I get caught up on these things. I don't know why these things affect me so much. I don't know why they tear me down. I don't know why it makes me want to quit. I don't know why any of this stuff right now. And I hope that I figure it out. And if I don't, I hope that I just continue pushing forward and I continue creating and throwing concepts out there. And I know that sometimes it's challenging, or maybe sometimes it's just not challenging enough. Like if these have gotten too surface level, I want you guys to let me know that too. If we're not diving in deep enough, and if that's why people haven't been watching. And I don't even like, I don't know. I don't know why I'm so focused on the numbers right now. And then at the same time, I think that that's selfish. And I didn't create this channel for me to grow. I'm not trying to get any kind of stardom with this. I've said that so many different times. But I do, like, growth is a healthy byproduct, you know? Growth is one of those things to where, you know, when I've experienced so much growth within the first year, and then when I look at the stats and they've started to, like, decline, then I start to wonder, you know, are the conversations that we're having even worth having? Or is it just that the conversations that we're having are worth having? It's just not too many people want to jump in on them. And I really don't. I've said I don't know so many times in this video, but it's serious. I don't know. I love these conversations. And when I feel like I'm not doing these conversations well or doing these conversations justice, I just start to second guess myself. I did an interview with Jeffrey Sidoris 2 Saturdays ago, or it was, I don't know, it was sometime within the last week and a half. And I was not in my element for the interview. And I hope that it was still a good interview. Jeffrey said that it was still a good interview. I mean, I didn't even let him know that I didn't think that it was, like, I don't know. I felt like I wasn't in the best frame of mind. I felt like I wasn't really adding a whole lot of value to the conversation. And I was just leaving that interview, and then, like, it was self-fueled. Because then after that, within the next day, I started looking at the stats of YouTube. And, you know, I like to check stats because I like to kind of gauge myself to know if I'm growing, if I'm doing a good job or anything like this. But then I started seeing the decline. And then I started getting into this giant just self-doubt mode and just started running down this rabbit trail of just paralyzing self-doubt. It was a good excuse to go away and just, you know, focus on resting. But it was really just me running away and just hiding behind this fear of not really doing justice to the conversation and going like, maybe I have nothing to offer in this whole thing. Maybe like all this stuff is just fluff, and 9 times out of 10, I'm like making this stuff up anyways. You know, it's just stuff that comes to my mind and it makes sense to me, but then whether or not it's going to make sense to anybody else, I have no clue. And it seems to, like I've never hit this point to where you guys have gone, you know what, that's baloney, and you know, we're done with you and we're all unsubscribing or anything like that. What are you guys struggling with right now? Are you guys in any of this same kind of thing right now? Are any of you guys struggling with self-doubt or self-paralyzation or paralysis, or however you want to say it? And maybe this is just me complaining this whole time. And you know, if that's the case, then I want you to point that out down below too. And I just want you guys to be real with me. Are we going in deep enough? Are you guys enjoying this stuff? Is the channel becoming boring? I put it up on Instagram, and a few of you guys are saying, yeah, the channel is boring, and that's fine. This channel isn't going to be for everyone. I know a few people on that list, and I know that they don't even want to have these kind of conversations. I know that they're all about the gear, and that's fine. This isn't a critique on them. This isn't a critique on those other channels. I like to critique myself. We're our own worst critic, and I know that about myself. I know that I'm going to critique myself down into a pit, and then I'm going to pick myself back up, or others are going to pick me up, and that's why I want to throw this out there, because the longer I fester on this thing, the longer that I just hold this thing in and just start wrestling with this thing, the more it's going to tear me down, and I just want to throw it out there in the open and have the conversation with you guys, and just go be real with me. What do you guys think about the channel? What I want to say is just thank you guys. Thank you for everyone that does dive in. Thank you for everyone that runs along this journey with me. And I don't want it to sound like I'm not grateful for you guys, because I very much am. And I love going into these conversations with you guys. I love going in deep on this stuff with you guys. I know that my work, my photography has changed drastically because of these conversations that I have with you guys. You guys challenge me so much. And I love just, you know, wrestling through these topics. I love being vulnerable for you guys. And I love that you guys are vulnerable for me. But sometimes vulnerability hurts, especially when it doesn't maybe even hit the expectations that I initially have, you know, which I fully realize are unhealthy expectations. But thank you guys. I don't know. I'm going to cut this off right now because it's going on forever, and I just feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over. I hope that this doesn't come off as like a super sad and somber like 2-Minute Tuesday. I know that normally we're super hype and, you know, we're like excited about the topics and we're like diving in deep and stuff, but I think that this is also a topic worth diving in deep on. You know, these creative doubts and the creative struggles, and you know, and it frustrates me even still, because I just got done reading Beautiful Anarchy from David Duchemin, who dives in deep on this subject, and it's like I just got the tools and I still don't know what to do with it. But anyways, I'm gonna cut this off. Today we're gonna go live 5 p.m. Eastern Standard here on YouTube Live, just as always. I'm not gonna do all the, you know, follow the channel or anything like that. I do hope to see you guys over there on the live stream. I do hope that you'll be honest with me down in the comments down below. Be graceful, you know. If you're going to challenge me on things, you know, don't come out and just be a complete jerk. But, you know, I want to know, what's your assessment of the channel? Do you like where we're going with this stuff? Because I'm still content with moving further and further down this path. And I just want to know if you guys are content in moving that way with me. So I look forward to seeing you guys' comments. I look forward to interacting with you guys in the comments down below, but then also seeing you guys over on the live stream. Until then, go and push yourself 2 stops. Peace.